Hello everybody, we've got a new update from the old school RuneScape team. So this is Zulrah, Bankspace, and more. So, Zulrah, Bankspace, and more. This week they have a bunch of quality of life updates for old school. Changes to Zulrah, increased Bankspace, a fight cave timer, the list goes on. So let's get into the details of everything new in old school. First of all, Zulrah's tweaks. After receiving a large amount of feedback and data from the old school community, they've made some changes to Zulrah's combat and the drop table. First of all, the combat changes. Zulrah's green form now has an increased range defense and decreased magic defense. This encouraged players killing Zulrah to bring a magic switch and adds to the challenge of killing the boss. In addition to this change, they've added some additional patterns for Zulrah to follow when switching forms and location. Prior to this update, there were 2 orders that Zulrah would switch between forms. They have now added some more to vary the fight further. Next, the drop table tweaks. Changes to Zulrah's drop table are as follows. They've increased the rarity of Torstol herbs, as well as decreasing the number dropped from 5 to 2. They've increased the rarity of Torstol herb drops. They've added Snapdragon, Dwarfweed, and Toadflax seed drops, which are 2 per drop and it's rare. They've added Snapdragon, Dwarfweed, and Toadflax herb drops, which are 20 per drop and that's rare. They've removed the Black Dragonhide drop. They've added a Papaya tree seed drop. They've added a Calquat tree seed drop. They've reduced 2 palm tree seed drop to a 1 palm tree seed drop. They've reduced the coconut drop from 50 to 20. They've reduced the Zulandra teleport scroll drop from 50 to 20. They've reduced the 1000 Zulrah scale drop to 500. They've reduced the guaranteed scale drop from 250 to 500 down to 100 to 300. And they've halved the chance of receiving a dragon halberd. Zulrah remains an excellent moneymaker for players that are competent at killing the boss. Next, additional bank spaces. Next time you log in, you will notice an additional 200 bank spaces added to your account. All old school players, free to play or members, have been given these additional bank spaces to make their day-to-day scaping a touch easier. Next, Ava's devices changes. Previously, Ava's devices would not collect ammo from anywhere that you could not walk. The devices are now able to grab ammo whether or not there is an obstacle in your way. This change means that you're now able to retrieve your ammo during a fight against Zulrah. Next, the fight cave timer. A timer has been added to the fight cave that times how long you get from wave 1 to killing to Stockjad. Although the timer does not run while you're logged out, it will run continuously whilst you're in the cave, so you can't pause the game and allow your stats to restore without the timer running. They're looking forward to seeing some incredibly fast runs, so make sure you send them all to their Twitters. Next, the Northwest Bank Northern entrance. The north side of Varrock West Bank has now been opened up to allow easy access to the nearby agility shortcut. In order to help players distinguish between items when trading, they've made some changes to a couple of inventory icons. Maple logs and staffs now look slightly different. This is to prevent switching U logs for maple logs or battle staffs for staffs in an attempt to scam players. So we can see the U and the battle staff are still the same, whereas the maple logs look a bit strange now, and the staff looks okay, maybe a little curved. Next, the PvP item looting changes. They've made small changes to the way that looting items works in PvP. As always, if you die, your items are dropped to the player that killed you. After 1 minute, these items become visible to everyone. This has not changed. However, in order to discourage looting during disconnections, only players that have not logged out since the items were dropped can see them. Also, only players that were logged in at the time the items were dropped will be able to see them. These changes only affect PvP loot. Dropping items in PvP areas has not changed. In other news, battle tortoises no longer block players from walking into them. Deposit all buttons on your inventory, worn items and looting bag have been added to the bank deposit boxes. The options on monkfish fishing spots have been rearranged so the left click option is net. You can no longer receive a clue scroll if Priestess Sul Gwenig is protecting one for you, and creating pyre logs now provides the same fire making XP no matter what item you click first. If you want to discuss this update, please go on the forums or in my comments below. Today's Thursday, so 5 PM on the RuneScape Twitch.tv channel, there'll be an old school Q&A. And if you miss it, don't worry, it's always on their Twitch channel and they usually upload it to their YouTube. So this week's update has been nice, lots of quality of life things happening. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you want to keep up to date with the old school RuneScape updates, dev blogs and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis, thanks for watching, goodbye.